Hi, uh, this is my I think 57th video. I've been making as many videos as I can, and I'll continue to make it. I think my point right now is just to be able to say everything I need to say before anything happen to the point where I can speak. I can go through my targeting, and so that's why you keep seeing me making more and more videos and going through it. And the reason why I do this is because one, I know my brain is being ravaged, and I don't. I want to be able to speak when I can because there'll be a day when I won't be able to. And also, I'm surrounded by perps. Right, these people are the trash, the scum of the earth, and they try to make themselves appear like there's something else. Right, they are so disgusting, and have no self-respect, which I'm okay with that. I hope they continue to live this life of degradation. Right, it's a degrading low lifeness. And I just when they do these things, I'm inspired to make a video because I understand I'm not the only one being targeted this way. They use these people around you to try to make and create this falsified reality they've created and make it try to normalize it. Even your coworkers are involved in these disgusting things, and they try to think they think that if we act accordingly, at one point he's gonna subscribe to this. He'll never. FYI, I'll never. I'll see you for what you guys are. Low life trash that really are ish. These people are super pedophilia centric, and it makes sense that when articles comes out on BuzzFeed, addressing the pedophilia patterns that's been ongoing in this intelligence community, things make sense. So when you have this trash that, and with me, they ironically they like to throw trash to make noise campaign, right? To the end, they're like, "Oh, we're trashing you," and I'm like, "It's more like you are the trash, but you are trashing me because you are trash." Like this moment's kind of this should be a moment for me, however tough it's gonna be, to understand that regardless how things are gonna end, that there's such a thing as how higher being. These people have made me. These people are functional people. They're capable of doing whatever. They're free, and on some level, I don't know. At this point, they're not, but they had the freedom to um, to do what they want. This is what they do with their like life by choice. And me, as a dying, manipulated, tortured individual with this disgusting tactics, I still rather die this way than having to live that way. Is so sad. And I'm glad that that's the choice, the choice, the choice they made. I'm glad because I don't want good things coming from them. So as they do more degrading things to themselves, I am welcoming. But one thing is for sure, I'm not gonna let themselves believe that this is not dehumanizing to themselves. I was on the call as they try to force me to have these thoughts. I see somebody who's like who tries to, and of course it's the worst is when parents are involved in that, and just because they have to compensate for the fact that it's obvious that they manipulate in these pedophilia ways, they try to go the extra mile because as a parent, you are in a program that is implanting pedophilia thoughts onto somebody, and you're a parent. So you can how do you lie to yourself into the point where I'm protecting my kids by doing that? Right. So obviously you're in a program that is not safe not safe, but it's not protecting children. It's the opposite. Try to rely on somebody in these pedophilia ways is so disgusting. And you, as a parent, you have children, and you're involved in this. What does it make you? A trash, a scum of the earth. And the guy who and the girl who you try to torment to that point is not subscribing to it. So they're gonna do everything possible. So today I'm gonna talk about how they try to connect, and I've tried to make notes because I want to be understood in the sense that I'm trying to make sense. As a target individual, the level of irrationality and thoughts that are implanted in your brain are just unbelievable. So sometimes when you try to describe what's happening in your brain, it sounds like it's just hard to make sense of it. But it shouldn't. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It's not. That's why it's basically you have to make yourself damn near on the spectrum to make sense of the obvious manipulations. So I made some notes and tried to break it down, and please understand that this is it's just an idea, the concept of how they try to play with your brain. They are trying to program you in these disturbing pedophilia ways. They are trying to control you in these pedophilia ways, and they try to manipulate you and condition you into these pedophilia ways. But we are all sexual beings, so are they doing? So what they do is your natural whatever sexual drive, they override that with these pedophilia things. The way they've done it to me. Now I'm not perfect. I am a man with somewhat of libido. They play with my libido a lot to disturb me. But what I do is I'm gonna use my libido, and I don't mean to be graphic toward the actual thing that will stimulate my libido, not these disturbing things they do to me. And so I do watch adult content, right? And I don't want to be graphic, but it's better than having to deal with this disturbing thing. So as I, you know, plan on watching adult content, they try to uh, condition me other way. They try to override that. They try to sabotage that, disturb it there. And so what they do is they try to connect children to this adult content. It's so disgusting. So how they've done it, and they've done it many times, not just today. But I'm just trying to explain how they done it. There's times when I'm actually with somebody, and they start forcing me to think other ways. And sometimes the person I'm with is a perp, right? Most of actually all the time, and she would say something in regard of children while we are having adult moments. This is one way. It's disgusting, and you try to block it out, and it's just super disturbing. Another way is as I'm thinking about watching adult content, and I do not like to do that. I don't think it's healthy. But when they do this manipulation of my libido, they gonna use my libido for somewhere. So let me just use my libido where I should be, using it in a sense that I don't want them to use it in this way. So I rather replenish it by watching adult, removing it by watching adult content, not this not by not the way they're just disturbing me, with the disturbing pedophilia thoughts they force me to have and then play with my libido. It's just so disgusting. At one point I was even looking at what can I do to just completely shut down my libido, because they're using it in these disturbing ways. So in the meantime, what I do is I do watch adult content. And so, for example, this morning, right, I wake up, I know they've been messing with me all night, but I was like, okay, maybe today I'm gonna watch adult content, adult sexual content, so I can release from my libido. And I'm I don't like to think about it, like I don't want to, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to do it. But let me just think about it a little bit. So I'll go on YouTube, just to while I'm dwelling about it, just maybe I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna, let me just see. As I'm going through YouTube, and you know I'm forced to start thinking about it again. Thinking about what website I should go to, and who's the performer I should watch. As I'm scrolling down, right, just kind of like it comes in my head again, and I scroll down, boom, a thumbnail of a YouTube video thumbnail with a child and a pet comes up right after that thoughts got in my head. And he's like, oh no, so disgusting. So now they're gonna try to make me think of this kid in this thumbnail while I'm watching this adult content, you know, on the adult content website, um, they're gonna try to connect these things together. It's so disturbing. So I try to block it out. Okay, whatever. Just wait a little bit, and then I'll probably do it. Go on the website, the adult website, And but now because they put this because I just saw this thumbnail with a baby and a dog, they're gonna try to implant that thoughts that image in my head while I'm watching these two adults, these two grown men and women content. They're gonna implant children in my head. So let me just block it out. And so what happened? Do not block it out, but just like take some more time. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I keep waiting, waiting, and then the thought come back again, right? I was like, okay, so what website should I go to? And then boom, another thumbnail with a child. I was like, oh my gosh. So they try to connect those things together. It's disgusting. But I'm like, okay, get off, stop, just take a while. I wait maybe a good 20 minutes. Hopefully by then the thumbnail of a child, whatever, it will be out of my brain. Okay, I can do it now. I go on the website, adult website, a very popular one. I do watch this adult content, and I do, what an adult, and in the midst of me watching this, and uh, they start putting in my mind a thought of children at the climax. It is so disgusting. But I do whatever I can. I try to shake my head. I try to move around, hoping that it's gonna stop. That it doesn't. It doesn't. It's terrible. They try to find a time to implant. And if I could show you, and I won't because this is not, it could be. I'm not gonna show you what I was watching. You see two very like is grown adults having and the nastiness of how they're trying to like they're rewiring that to make me think of children is so disgusting. So I shake it off. I'm like, okay, it's done. Let me get ready for the day. I'll go. And then later on, they try to bring that up. It's like, oh, you see, the reason why you had to go to see the adult content is because the thumbnail on the video of the child that was the reason. Oh my gosh, and disgusting. Thankfully, I have reality check. I put things in perspective when they happen. As soon as something like this nasty happen, where they start making me think of, oh, what website should I look at for the content of this adult content, and then a thumbnail of a child comes in, I'm like, oh, disgusting. You guys are try to connect things. So I make a reality check where I say this just happened. This is what's gonna happen, and so as they try to recreate a different narration, I could put things back in perspective, but it's still disgusting. And then you see the coworkers try to like jump in. Disgusting, especially the ones with parents or with kids. They try to say, "Oh, you are our pedos." Like trash. You guys are pedophiles. You work for pedophiles, and I know some of. I'm not saying you guys are pedophile per se, but you are in an environment where pedophilia is the norm. To the point where you try to connect, rewire people to think and condition these disturbing pedophilia ways. To try to connect adult content with children in these nasty ways and then try to make you feel guilty. No, you guys are disgusting trash. And you do this thing. And they've been telling me they're going to implant child porn. And so you understand these people are disgusting. And they're trying to find ways. And you hear these people like, oh no, we just mapped it. This nonsensicalness. That's why I make notes when I talk about what's happening in my brain or how they manipulate me because it's just that illogical and disturbing. And then, I'm like, okay, let me let me start putting things back in perspective. My brain is being completely ravaged and tortured and tormented and manipulated. Let me take a screenshot of the adult content I was talking about. I'm gonna put it in a folder and then start talking about this is what's happening before. This is like I watched this adult content and then this because if I don't, my brain is gonna create, but they're gonna create this narrative that are just nonsensical. Every like my brain is for them to just play with, and the reality of things is they're just trying to condition you to when you think of adult content, think of children. This is how they try to bring my brain into. They're trying to always connect those two together. So I can think of kids in these disturbing ways. It's conditioning to the fullest. And you have parents, you have people who's like, oh, we're protecting you. Trash. You guys are no wonder why there's so many pedophiles in those agencies, because they need people like you guys to come up with these tactics to condition a man or a woman to think this way. It's so disgusting. Listen, we're all sexual beings, right? But they rewire your sexuality in this fashion to think of kids in these ways. These guys, these people are disgusting. But they try to normalize. They laugh it off, like mm, realizing that that is why there's so many pedophiles behind those walls at the Langley and Pentagon. It's because they've normalized these pedophilia ways of tormenting people that I would understand. I would understand why there's so many pedophiles that are welcome to work in those agencies. Those people, it's probably heaven for them. And you have this next door neighbor who the neighbors. I should generalize it because she's part of the system. It's not, she does what she's supposed to be doing. Who makes noise campaign with no self respect, thinking that I'm gonna take things the way they've created, without putting in perspective that literally you're trying to make me condition me to, when I think of this adult content, to think of kids. You're a disgusting piece of shit. Sorry, you're a disgusting piece of crap. But she's just a bottom feeder. That's her job. It's her. It could be a he or she, or that's the trash that she is. She tried to lie to herself. No, we're trashing, but you are the trash. Who's trashing? So as I'm dying slow, as I rather this is an honorable death. I hear these people say you're gonna bum. Of course, nothing out of the ordinary. You know how many people became homeless because of what they do? This is how they're making their living. It's disgusting. I rather die like this than live the way they live. It's disgusting. And I'm not gonna let them leave the fantasy. Oh no, with me you're gonna hear it again. I'm not, and they love to act according. They have this way of like, it's like this child, like it's like, oh, you're gonna go to jail. It's like, so does it make it like this is not a false narrative? Like they don't even know how to like make you accept these things. They try to say things and manipulate. Like, no, but remember when you were a kid? Hey, these people have no shame. Remember, I'm in my mid 30s. You are conditioning me to think of this adult content with children using this YouTube thumbnails. It's so disgusting. It's so pathetic. Conditioning a man or a woman like that when you are filled with pedophiles. And I know what you guys do. You nasty. I'm not gonna say it, but this is what we gotta remember. They're just the bottom feeders. They're gonna get theirs. Just find. Do not subscribe to it. They're gonna try to change your brain into something else. That some those people are coward beyond coward. But though, it takes a level of cowardness that is almost unbelievable. It's almost daring to be this coward. It's crazy. But stay strong and maintain sure know who you are. These people are pedophiles, and they're low lives. And as much as they try to make you subscribe, try to make you accept these things, like these low lives are just trying to condition your brain. Now I just want to take pictures of them. I just want to see them. Like I just want to look at them, just like, oh my gosh, you're such a trash. So to all my target individual, stay strong.